Hey, what's up, phone numbers? Welcome to the Mobile Roar podcast for the week of July 28th, 2016. I am Joe Fidua.
I'm Chris Chavez.
And I'm Ashley King.
Did Joe disappear? Where did Joe go?
He's disappearing.
So I have a standing desk. If you are listening to this audio version, I just went up and down. It was kind of funny.
It's
Cool.
pretty silent. Is it an electric motor? What's
Yeah,
that?
it is very silent,
Oh
actually.
my gosh.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, my IKEA one's like it's like hydraulics.
All
nice.
right. So, another week, and we have another review to talk about this week. So Chris finally got his OnePlus 3 review posted. You've had this phone for a couple weeks now, so you've had a good amount of time to make a solid opinion on it.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts now that you've had it for a while and you posted a review?
I still love it, surprisingly. I mean, we talked about it a lot on the podcast because, I mean, I don't know. Every week I feel like I have something to say about it, but the phone's great. It's awesome, and it's the only phone that I want to be using right now. So it's
Wow.
literally trumped. It's trumped everything.
Pretty high praise.
Yeah, it's just so great. I don't know. I feel weird for saying it, and there are just some weird little quirks and bugs and things, but most of that stuff is being addressed in like all these updates that like are continually being pushed out. So it's nice. It's great. I just hope that there's never any hardware problems or failures or anything like that, because I hear OnePlus's customer support is kind of iffy.
I've read that as well.
One of the many things that they're kind of iffy about.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like that's just kind of a trend now because, like, I mean, Motorola used to be really good, and now they're supposed to be terrible, and then people are always complaining on like HTC subreddit. It's just, I hear it with every, like, I don't know. Nobody can really top Apple as far as that's concerned. Just walking into a store and being like, "Hey, my phone's acting weird," and giving you a brand new shiny one. But it is what it is, and the phone is great, and it's only $400, and it's just really, if anybody's even thinking about upgrading, even if you have like a Galaxy S6 or like a LG G4 or something from 2 years ago, you will be blown away. This is a complete and total upgrade. And then any phones that launched last year, it's still a nice upgrade, and there's enough good stuff about it that I love it. It's great. Love the phone.
So is the camera better than Samsung?
I wouldn't say better. Samsung, I think the best thing that Samsung has going for it is they do really well with dynamic range. So like the bright areas are a little bit toned down, and dark areas are a little bit lightened. Not the best or craziest, but I just feel like it always properly exposes for a shot, whereas the OnePlus tends to favor it wants to brighten things for whatever reason. I guess it figures whatever you're trying to take a picture of is probably not the bright stuff. It's like the darker, shadowy stuff, or like a face, or so it tends to kind of lighten things up a little bit. But the camera is really, really nice, really good, sharp, clear. All the photos I take, I'm always looking at them, and I mean the AMOLED kind of makes things look a little better than it really does, and like I would on the computer screen or something. But I've every time I've taken a photo, I've been pretty darn impressed. The weird little quirks though are just there is no laser autofocus. They're using phase detection, and it just sometimes it'll hunt around, sometimes it won't focus at all, and you kind of got to shake it a little bit to get it to focus again, or you got to tap exactly where you want it to focus. So that part's a little bit wonky, and it can be a little frustrating at times. Doesn't happen too often though, but on Samsung's phones, I mean, they're so quick to focus, and they're using like combination of what is it? Those focus pixels, it's all that crazy tech talk, but yeah, the Samsung phones focus way better, and that's I kind of will give it that. Video on the phone though, on the OnePlus 3 is pretty terrible. There's an update that they're pushing out to like address it, but video is really bad on it when you're recording. Which kind of sucks. But I don't really take too many videos, so I'm not really too worried about it. And then if I am taking video, I'm publishing to Twitter, which butchers the quality, or I'm using Snapchat, which is like 360p or something. So not really too big an issue.
So the OnePlus 3, you can only get it to work on like AT&T and T-Mobile, right?
Yep, all the GSM network. So there's some people on Verizon. It kind of sucks for people on Verizon and Sprint and stuff. I mean, it's always, if you want these unlocked phones and some of these, whatever, it's always usually just T-Mobile and AT&T. The cool part is that it uses band 12 and it has voice over LTE on T-Mobile, which is pretty unique in an unlocked device. So it's been working pretty well. It's great.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why I left Verizon back
Yeah.
in the days. I just feel like you get left out, and the phones that you do get are so heavily branded, and it just I don't know, it kind of
Yeah.
sucks. Their network is good, but it's not that much better than everybody else anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like everyone else is sort of catching up. I mean, there are those cases where some people, they're like, dude, I've tried all these other carriers and, where I work or where I live, I just can't get reception. And it's like, okay, I get it. But if you can get away from Verizon, get away from Verizon. I mean, even if you haven't even tried it, like some people, I mean, it's been 2 years since they've tried, a different network or whatever, and there's been a lot of improvements since then. So
Yeah, for sure.
definitely try to experiment. I think most of the carriers too have like 30 days to, what is it, buyer's remorse or whatever they have. So yeah, definitely try something else if you.
Do a lot of them still do they'll pay like your termination fee?
I don't know if they're still doing that. I mean, I remember that was like the big thing for a while. I think T-Mobile might still do it, but it's only for like specific ones. So it's like just Verizon or something. And it's just kind of, yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't really checked on that very often, but
Unlocked phones are a beautiful thing.
they really, really are. Especially when they're this cheap, $400, so reasonably priced. It's not super duper affordable, but just enough that you get like an amazingly premium phone, and you don't have to spend a ton of cash for it. So
How's the battery life on it?
it's been really good. It's comparable to. This is gonna sound crazy because some people say it's really awful, but to the S7 Edge, which is like a 3,500 milliamp, and the S7 Edge I got really good battery life with.
Who says the S7 Edge has bad battery life? It has great battery life.
No, some people say the OnePlus has bad
Okay.
battery life, the OnePlus 3. So I don't know what's going on with them, or if they just have like a weird software bug. There have been some reports of this wake lock bug with Marshmallow. And some people have, they got it on the different phones. So I'm guessing maybe that's probably what they're doing is they just have this weird wake lock bug with Marshmallow and it's keeping the phone, from sleeping all the way or whatever. But like when me and my girlfriend go out, I mean, we're fully charged and we play Pokemon Go. And when we come back, I always compare battery life. Hey, what's your battery life at? And then like every single time, ours have been almost like exactly the same. And that's with like heavy Pokemon Go and GPS.
Yeah, Pokemon Go will kill even the best battery.
Yeah.
No doubt.
All right. So, what was the score that you gave it, Chris?
4.8. I knew I wanted to go high, maybe like a 4.9, but I feel like there's just some weird like bugs that kind of kept it from doing that. The cellular connectivity with T-Mobile was kind of iffy sometimes. Only in bad situations. So if I was in the mountains and or near the mountains and there was just really bad reception, I noticed that like my girlfriend's S7 Edge, which is a T-Mobile branded phone, she would have like 3G, where like mine wouldn't even connect to 3G or 4G. I would just have this exclamation mark. And then we went to Santa Monica Pier the other day, this weekend, and it was like pure pandemonium because everyone's playing Pokemon Go because the pier is just out of control. But my friend, he had his Nexus, and his had connection, and he was connecting to the servers and all this stuff, and I just had this stupid exclamation mark, and I couldn't connect, and I almost threw my phone down in frustration. But of course, once we left the area, then everything connected and everything was fine again. So just weird little things like that, I guess. Which is kind of what you get usually when you buy a unlocked phone, because these T-Mobile phones and these branded ones are like 100% guaranteed to work on these networks. They're tested and they're refined and all this stuff. So this is kind of what you get, I guess, with an unlocked device. But yeah.
So pretty much, I mean, every like big time phone that's come out this year, I think has been, for us at least in our reviews, rated like, I think the lowest one is probably the G5. I gave a 4.25.
Yeah.
But just looking back, like the Galaxy S7, we gave a 4.5. The S7 Edge was a little bit above that, and then like the HTC 10 was like a 4.8 or a 4.9. Andrew just posted reviews for the Moto Z and Moto Z Force, which were 4.8, 4.9. So, I mean,
Good year for phones.
every big time phone that's come out this year has been
Is
good.
solid. Yeah, it's really hard to pick a wrong one. I feel like at this point. So now it's just kind of, and that's what I kind of like about the OnePlus is it's not necessarily just competing for hardware and I don't know, just it's the pricing. I think that we'll slowly start dropping. I don't know if we'll see that from like Samsung and stuff. Samsung they kind of go after Apple on that like super high end premium, and they're trying to create this image of like how Apple does, where it's like the Coach of smartphones or the Versace of smartphones, where it's just like these luxury smartphones.
Well, it's been paying off for them because I mean,
Yeah,
just today I wrote a post that they're doing had their financial earnings report for Q2, and it's their highest quarter of profit in the last 2 years.
it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, people really love the S7, which is so weird because I mean, like the S6 failed really pretty bad. Wouldn't say it crashed and burned, but and they're almost identical. I mean, there's like very few small improvements here and
Yeah.
there, but it's just so weird to see that. Like it's
Interesting
the
thing from
S7.
those numbers is that 50% of the S7 sales are the S7 Edge, which probably goes to show why they're doing the Edge screen for the Note.
Mm-hmm.
Because people do like it, and it costs more, but yeah, it's selling like 1-to-1 to the S7, so you can
It's
see why
crazy.
they would do it.
Why not?
Yep.
I'm hoping like all at the same time I mean I don't want to see phones get any bigger, so I hope maybe they're just gonna like for the S8 we'll still see a small regular version and they don't just try to go for like these big curved edge phones or whatever.
Yeah,
Like, so,
knowing they'll like take, people are going for it probably a lot because of the battery size, and Samsung will take it the wrong way and be like, "Oh, they want a
yeah,
bigger
they
phone."
want the big.
No, we
They want the
don't. We
big.
want that battery.
Yeah, and that's kind of I didn't put it in my review, but that's the only thing that kind of bothers me about the OnePlus 3 was just its size. It's a 5.5-inch screen, and it's like that's pretty much notish territory.
I remember you
Yeah,
saying that about the OnePlus 2 also. It was too big.
yeah, this one
OnePlus phones
again.
usually are pretty big.
And I mean, I feel like there's a sweet spot, and I mean, the OnePlus kind of hits it with 5.5. I'm sure they had all kinds of research and stuff to kind of, figure that out, but it's a little bit too big for me. I like the smaller ones.
All right, moving on to some of our quick hits for this week. So Motorola continues down the path from beloved Android manufacturer to hated Android manufacturer. Now they says they're not going to provide monthly security updates for their
Yeah,
phones.
they won't commit to it. So I mean, I
Yeah.
guess
That's
they
almost a
might.
180 from what they were when they were owned by Google.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's official. This is not no
This
way
is not
the
Google's
old.
Motorola.
No, sir.
Yep.
Sad.
Very sad to see. I mean, so quickly to go from like everyone just loving Motorola to everyone just like
I mean, I'm wondering how this is going to work out for them. I mean, we'll see with the droids and the Moto Zs and stuff right now, but um, I mean, because I feel like it didn't really work out for them. They were trying to do all this stuff, and like the blogs and techie Android people loved them for a little bit, but obviously it didn't do enough to turn things around financially for them. So they had to get bought out by Lenovo. So we'll see if this is like a better sales move in some way. But yeah, I mean, I feel like without the love of the people, you only get so far. But I don't know. I mean, like I guess your mom and dad don't worry about the security updates, monthly security updates, and all that.
I mean, they might not worry about it, but they are
Just still
important,
need them.
right?
We all need them. Yeah.
All right, so I think one thing we haven't actually talked a lot about with the Note 7 is the rumored iris scanner, which isn't really even a rumor anymore. It seems to be pretty much confirmed.
Yeah.
It's been rumored so many times now that I'd be shocked if it's not there.
Yeah.
But we got a few little details about how that's going to work in like a leaked screenshot. So we know that the phone is going to have to be 25 to 35 centimeters from your face in order for it to work. Too close and it won't work. Too far and it won't work. They also say that glasses and contact lenses and direct sunlight should be avoided.
So
Wow.
it's a very small window where this thing will actually work properly. But I mean, I guess you got that added security of your. Is your iris really that much better than your fingerprint, though?
I would think it's probably a little bit harder to fool, but I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, would a picture of someone's eye work?
There's
I
no
don't know.
way. I don't think anything's that detailed.
It would have to be like a super close-up of their
Right,
eye.
Yeah, a macro, and then possibly. But I mean, I guess it's probably a little bit like if you have like a girlfriend who's you're sleeping and she just uses your fingerprint to open your phone and check through your stuff.
She could open your eye while you're sleeping.
Open your. I mean, knowing me, I'd probably sleep through that too. But
It'll be like that scene in Avengers where Loki like rips that guy's eye out with that weird gadget. Oh man, that was brutal.
Yeah. I forgot. That was also like in Demolition Man. A little throwback for you guys.
I think that's going to be a feature that people don't use.
Yeah.
It's going to be a never
gimmick.
face unlock on Nexus phones.
Yeah. I mean, and that was supposed to be so awesome, and then people were holding up, just pictures of whatever, and then they Google was like, crap, these guys are like so ridiculous. Like,
they're so smart. They held up a picture. Wow. We didn't think of that.
Like, well, okay, we will make it so that like you have to blink or something. So then people would cut out holes for their eyes and then like blink into it. And then it would still fool it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the internet, man.
It was just so like, even if you were doing it legitimately, different lighting and like
I could never get it to work, so I never used it.
It was not handy at all.
I mean, there's like different levels to security and then convenience, and then like, the more secure something is, your convenience drops down really low. So like with Face Unlock, I think even now it works now where, maybe on Nexus devices only, but where if you activate it, it'll start searching for your face like when you pick up the phone. So as soon as you unlock it, it's not sitting there and then like waiting for it to search it. Like it's already kind of working in the background. So, I mean, obviously not the most secure thing, but it's better.
Well, that's what I always tell people about fingerprint. Like you were saying, sometimes the more secure something is, the less convenient. Yeah. But I feel like fingerprint is kind of a perfect medium because it is more secure than a lot of them, but it's pretty quick too.
Yeah, it is.
Hella quick, super duper fast. It really is the best thing since, I don't know, like one of the best hardware. It's so great. It's like yeah, I'm trying to think of like what would be a better hardware feature that's come out on a smartphone, but I don't even know.
I would say front-facing camera was pretty major.
Yeah, that was a big milestone. You're right. Even though when the front-facing camera came out, though, I mean, there were so many naysayers. Like the Evo had the front-facing camera, and some people were like, "Why would I want a front-facing? Why would I want like?" It was so annoying. But now, like, if a phone came out with the front-facing camera, it would it would never sell.
Well, the Evo came out with like the big thing with the Evo. I remember was video calling, and that's why it had the front-facing camera. It came pre-installed with like, remember Tango?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Tango.
It was like a huge deal. Like, oh yeah, people are going to be doing video calling all the time now, and then it never caught on.
Well, the problem was Sprint's crappy network. So you couldn't do video. You could barely do regular calling. So
I don't know who would launch a video network on Sprint.
What was that 4G? What was that like faux 4G network they had for a while? Oh, WiMAX.
Yeah. And it was basically like having Wi-Fi. Like I always thought the name was funny because I'm like, it pretty much is like what? Because places where you would get it would be very, like there was a Chick-fil-A by my house, and it was just in that Chick-fil-A that you got WiMAX. And like if you move like a little bit out of the parking lot, whatever, it's gone. So it's like, what? Is there just like a beam? They're just shooting it straight to this Chick-fil-A. So like it was just so like isolated. It was never very like spread out. It was terrible.
All right, Chris, tell us about Google Play Family Library. finally?
It's live. Finally. I think
Does that mean,
today.
like, for all family plans, apps are shared?
Yeah, it's just like a little the family shared library. So once it's activated, it's not every single app that you have will be included, but
Developers have to opt in.
they have to opt in.
Right.
And then by default, any new apps that come out, so developers will have to opt out, if that makes any sense. So you'll start seeing more and more and more shared stuff. But they announced it yesterday that it was officially live, even though it wasn't. It didn't even go really live until like today, I feel like. But you can hop on over. I think we have the post with the link and everything, and then get started. I'm actually probably going to try to write a post, like a how-to or step-by-step thing, since it's a little bit different now. I originally wrote a step-by-step before it came out, just to get your family all set up.
Right.
But that way was a little bit hacky and stuff because you had to do it through Google Play Music. But now it's just you could do this through the Play Store now. But yeah.
So
share your
if I
purchases.
have Google Play Music All Access, do I automatically have that
No,
family plan for apps?
no, you
No?
would need the Google Play the family plan one, the $14.99 one or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
if you have the family plan, then you're good to go. You probably already have your members added and all that stuff. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. You need you'll have to add everybody on your family plan will be able to use your credit card, but they still have the option of using their credit card or a different payment method too, which was kind of up in the air. No one was really sure how it worked. I wish there was a way to verify all purchases. It would like have to filter through you, but apparently there's not. Although if they're people that are younger, I think it's like 13 or something, then yeah, you can verify their stuff. But it's cool. Share all your music, movies, pretty much everything in the Google Play Store. So it's neat. It's live right now and free.
Go get it.
Cool. All right. So second consecutive quarter, iPhone sales have been down.
Oh.
Everyone's not buying them. They're waiting for the new one.
Yeah.
Yep. It's pretty predictable, I have to say. I mean, people want to make it seem like a big deal, but I don't see it as a big deal.
They want that headline. They want that headline grabber, that clickbait. So, but yeah, I mean it's predictable. The new one's coming out. When's the new one scheduled to come out? I forget when they do it.
Always in the fall.
Yeah, like end of September or something. Or
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
Have they even announced like an event?
no, not yet. But I think it's like usually the same time every single year, so people kind of already know.
Yeah. It's usually like event and then what, like a week later the phone launches or something.
Yeah. And I think this time, like the rumors are kind of all over the place. I'm seeing some stuff where it's gonna like all of them have a dual camera, then some of them where only there's gonna be 3 models this year, and like the most premium big one is gonna be called the Pro Plus Pro or something, and that one's gonna have dual cameras. But I don't know. I'm
Maybe
interested to see
7
what
is
happens.
the magic number, like Samsung's finding out, and the iPhone 7 is just gonna sell like crazy.
Yeah, just regardless, just because of the number 7. it's good luck.
Samsung figured it out. That's why they skipped Note 6. They're like, oh, 7.
Yeah, 6 is bad. Nobody likes 6. 7 is great. Yeah,
It's true.
could be.
All right, so now we have a couple Pokemon Go related topics. The first one's kind of funny. So when Pokemon Go came out, Nintendo stock like went up drastically, like
It's
kind of.
skyrocketed. Like, yeah,
And
hugely.
then earlier this week, late last week, it went down pretty drastically as well because I guess people realized that
Well,
Nintendo doesn't have a lot to do with this game.
they had their financial earnings call, and one of their investors asked about the impact of Pokemon Go, and they said that it would be pretty minimal because
Yeah.
Google and Apple get a share, Niantic gets
Yeah.
a share, the Pokemon Company gets a share, and what's left goes to Nintendo. So the stock tanked after that.
And I don't blame people. I mean, okay, maybe if you're investing in stocks, I blame you, but I had no idea that there was like the Pokemon Company was this separate thing from Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo only owns 32% of the Pokemon Company.
Yeah, that was something I learned when this app came out that I was really surprised about. So I guess in a way I don't blame people, but I mean, Niantic, you should know that Niantic has a pretty big part in this app because when you open it, it's like a ginormous logo. So,
Yeah.
They're the guys making it, but
did you guys hear about that funny, like, not really a prank, but like misinformation about a rare Pokemon at Niantic's Comic Con panel?
oh
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it
Oh
was
my
Philly D.
gosh.
That could actually be a fail, but yeah.
It wasn't his fault though. Like, I don't know if you saw his video about it, but like someone at Niantic who clearly was like kind of low on the ladder, didn't know what they were talking about, told him this, and he wasn't going to be able to make it. So as kind of just like a solid to his followers, he's like, "Hey, I heard that there's going to be this and this at the thing." So he wasn't like trying to like fool anyone. It was just
Yeah.
he got wrong information. But yeah.
It was great. My girlfriend was there at Comic-Con, and she said like she was there around Hall H, and she said she literally was afraid like for her life because the horde of people that were like just all around Hall H and like pressing in, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like she thought she might die. She was so terrified. Everyone had their phones out and just waiting for this. It was like supposed to be a Zapdos or something to show up, and it never did. Yeah, terrible.
All right, so some actual news that came out of their panel talked about some upcoming features. I forget the percentage. Was it like 10%? They said like the game right now is 10% of like what it will be eventually.
Yeah.
So a few of the things they mentioned will be coming: trading, training, and breeding. Someone fill me in on what breeding Pokemon means.
So that's what Ditto is for. I don't know if you've seen some stories around the internet where people are frantically searching for Ditto, but he is pretty useful because he can breed with any category of Pokemon.
What?
But what do you mean breed? If he and another Pokemon get to
in a compatible category, you put them at what's like a little nursery.
Uh-huh.
And then you walk a certain distance. I'm talking about the original game. This is how it worked.
Okay.
And you go back, and your Pokemon might have an egg for you, so you can pick up the egg, and then you have to hatch the eggs that way. That's how you got the eggs from the original game.
And then it would be a completely unique Pokemon based on both of them.
The Pokemon that you get out of the egg will always be, I think it's always the mother Pokemon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So you can already kind of see then there'll be this walking thing involved, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Okay. The trading Pokemon, I hope that they don't make it at too large of a scale. Like, I kind of, as cool as it would be to trade with people like, say, Chris, who lives in a completely different climate as me. Like, he has Sandshrews up the wazoo. I have not seen a single one.
Neither have I.
As cool as that would be, I kind of hope they make it where it's just a local thing or something where a person has to actually be next to you.
Yeah.
Because I think that is like what makes this game.
Yeah. Personal and talking to other people, and then when you're going out poke hunting and you're at a Pokestop, and then hey, anybody have a da 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 da, and then you can maybe trade somebody.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And then because the game, it uses your GPS, it knows your location, so it could be really easy just to only trade with people in your vicinity or whatever.
That was part of the fun of trading with the original Game Boy games because there wasn't internet back then, so you had to have this Game Link cable, and you had to plug up your two Game Boys.
Wire them together.
Mm-hmm.
So the third thing was training. Is that I've said before, I haven't really played any of the Pokemon games, but what I understand though is that training is how you would evolve them in the games and improve like their like HP and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think the thing was I think only the trading part was what they said was like 100% confirmed, and the other stuff was they were kind of like, yeah, we might do that. So
okay.
The training aspect, I have no idea how that would really work. I don't know if it would. I guess you would. Maybe you could drop your Pokemon off at a gym, and their CP level would go up every time they beat somebody.
Well, it would be cool if, like, say you went to a gym that is on your team, and you know how you can do like the training battles things where you improve the gym. What if that could earn you more towards like evolving that Pokemon or improving that Pokemon in some way?
What would it do? I'm trying to think of what they like.
Like
Maybe
it
it'd give
gave you
you
more candies or Stardust or something.
Stardust, possibly. I think it'd be really cheesy. Maybe after you beat the entire gym, you would get like a CP boost. That might be too cheesy too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one part I'm really weird about is the training thing because I don't want people spamming it and then
Well, I mean, I could see them adding like mini games or something that you play
there
with your
you go.
Pokemon because that's
Yeah,
something that was in the original games. There's Pokemon Stadium that you take your Pokemon to and you put them in teams and compete in different little mini games.
Yeah, like add new
yeah,
locations on the map where you can go to play mini games. That would be
Hmm.
pretty cool.
yeah. There you go. That would be neat.
All right, so that's gonna wrap things up for news. And so to stay in the kind of the Pokemon Go vein, for our Throwback Thursday, I was reminded of an app way back in the day. I guess you could call it maybe the original augmented reality phone app. I
Mm.
remember this one of the apps that I first downloaded to show people how cool a smartphone was. Layar.
Layer.
Layer.
I don't know that
Layar.
app.
You never used Layer,
I
Ashley?
never did. Mm-mm.
It was cool.
I
I'm
checked
trying.
it in the Play Store, and it's completely different now than what it used to be.
Aw.
Yeah.
Let's see if we
But
have a
Chris, why
post.
don't you explain what it used to be about?
Um, I'm trying to remember. Was it? Shoot.
Well,
Um.
from what I remember is so you would like turn it on and then you would hold your phone in landscape and you would look around like by moving your phone and it would show you like the businesses nearby and it would like
Yeah.
have information so you could look around and to be like, oh, in the distance is a restaurant such and such, tap on it, give you information about it. And I remember like one of the things they advertise is like you're in a big city and you just pull up this app and it tells you everything about all the places nearby. That was the idea. I
Holy
don't know if people actually used it.
cow!
I
It was.
remember something like that with Windows Phone, but I don't think I ever used anything like that on Android.
Maybe it was later. But yeah, it was 7 years ago. I'm looking at the post that Rob wrote, and yeah, you would hold it up and it would show information on like businesses that are close by and stuff. It was kind of weird, but you could see how like the application would be like pretty awesome if you were like at a traveling and you're holding it up at a building and you can get information on the building and all that stuff using augmented reality. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, this was just at a time when apps like I mean I feel like a lot of people were just making apps that really could like showcase this is what a smartphone can do and this was one of the ones like I said I downloaded it and I would show people like this was when not everyone had a smartphone so when you had a smartphone people were like oh what can you do and I'd load up this app and be like oh you can do this look around
Yeah, you always had like those like 4 or 5 apps that would just really blow people's minds,
yep.
like on Android, just for sharing and stuff. But yeah, it was cool. I mean, I always thought like maybe Google Maps would like buy the company or incorporate it, because they have the Street View and all that stuff. But I guess they never really got on with the augmented reality stuff. But I mean, I guess Google Glass was supposed to do that, and their little trailer video when Google Glass first came out, it was kind of like that. The guy's looking around and he's looking at businesses, and it's in augmented reality, and you can see like information on them and stuff. So I
Yeah,
guess
that's a
it's
good
just
point. So
weird.
now like if you go into the Play Store and look at it it's still augmented reality but it's like the examples they show in the screenshots is like you scan a magazine page and then like the advertisement comes to life, stuff like that.
Oh, that kind of
Yeah. So
AR.
not really as cool, I guess, but it has 10 million to 50 million installs. So that's a lot of installs.
Wow.
But like
That's a
Chris
lot
said,
of
I mean,
phones.
7 years ago, this app has been available for a long time.
Oh my
All right.
gosh.
So, yeah, kind of fun memories about old school apps. If you have any old school apps that you'd like to talk about for Throwback Thursday, our email address is podcast@fandroid.com, and we're at MobileRoarcast on Twitter. So for wins and fails of the week, my win is going to be the Twitter for Android app. Finally added night mode.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only thing keeping me from using it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like I've been pretty hard on the official Twitter app, I feel like, and that is one of the things I didn't like about it is the white theme. Like you open it up
Hmm.
laying in bed and just like
Especially at
blinds
night.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I started using Flamingo, which I still actually do use. I like it a lot. But it is nice that the Twitter app has night mode now. It's like a cool dark navy blue.
I'll check
Um,
it out, but it'll be hard to pull me away from Phoenix.
yeah, honestly, every time I open the Twitter app, I'm reminded why I don't use it. Is like
Mm.
I'll open it and while you were away, friends you should follow. It is like everything but tweets, and I'm just like, get out of
Yeah.
my face.
Yeah.
Mm.
And no matter how many times you tell the app that I'm not interested in while you were away, and it doesn't matter if you have it unchecked in the settings, it always freaking shows it.
Oh,
They're
really?
trying so hard to monetize her.
It's so annoying.
I get scared that I'm gonna tap like exit or whatever, and it's never gonna show up again. So I mean, it's good for me, I guess.
Like I don't remember the exact wording, but it's like, are you interested in this? And I've clicked no like probably 50 to 100 times, and it still shows it to me. So it's pointless. My fail is gonna be La Echo. Is that how you say it, Chris? La Echo?
They say Lee Echo.
Lee Echo? Okay. Because they are, this is Chinese company, right? Not, that's Italian or French.
French, I think.
Yeah. So it's not French, so I guess it wouldn't be La Echo. Whatever. They purchased, or they are acquiring Vizio. And, I mean, I'm not like a gung-ho, buy American type guy. This doesn't affect me that much. I just think it's a little sad that there aren't many big American tech companies left. I mean,
Yeah.
Motorola is owned by Lenovo. Now Vizio is owned by La Echo.
And I mean, Vizio is really actually pretty big in the TV industry.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a new TV, and like Vizio is one of my top contenders that I've been looking at. That's not going to change just because they're owned by La Echo, but so what are like the major American tech companies? They're all like software based, I feel like.
Yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. Hardware wise, I don't know if there are many around.
That's a good point. I wonder if anyone out there listening knows. Maybe they could drop
Yeah.
us a line. But
All the American manufacturers that used to be into computers and things like Dell and HP, they just really don't make smartphones.
Right. And are like Dell and HP, are they still based in the US? I would assume so, because I haven't really heard, but who knows? Maybe
we
they
have
got gobbled
Tesla.
up sometime.
Tesla is what. That's
I
pretty
mean,
much
yeah,
it.
you can consider them a tech company. They're invested in lots of technology-based stuff. Their cars sure have a crap ton of technology in it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they just bought the solar company. So maybe they're the last ones.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
My win for the week. Oh, there's going to be an Oxygen OS update for the OnePlus 3. That's kind of my big win, and not so much just the update, but more or less just the fact that OnePlus. I mean, these guys are really like reading every review and every criticism that comes out on social media and stuff. These guys are. I mean, they're creeping. They're creeping on this stuff, and any problems or issues that people have with the phone, they're so quick to issue updates now. I feel like every 2 weeks now we're seeing these updates to fix sort of these glaring flaws with the phone. And one of the big ones was the video thing, like I mentioned. When you shoot in 4K, there's a lot of artifacting for some really odd reason, and the audio was terrible. I tried recording a concert and it was all garbled up, and that has to do with kind of like the noise reduction. But apparently this new update, it's OxygenOS 3.2.2, is going to be rolling out, and it's going to fix that stuff. So kind of one of the benefits you get when you buy a phone from a very small, I guess, startup and Unlocked is that they can continually push out these like software updates to kind of tweak the software a bit, whereas Samsung, they have to consider the billions of devices they have out, and across all these different networks and all these carriers have to test the update first, and there's a huge process that's involved in that. There's a money thing as well. People don't realize that when a manufacturer has to push out a software update over to the carriers ask for some money to do that. So yeah, it's cool. It's great, and love the OnePlus 3. New software updates all the time. It's great. My fail for the week is going to be there's this weird thing going on, and not too many people know about it, but I feel like the word is starting to get out slowly but surely. It's with glass screen protectors. So if you guys haven't tried using them on a 2.5D glass, since 2.5D glass is like the new thing right now. You have it on the iPhone 6S, kind of pioneered it or sort of started it a little bit. And what that means is that on the edges of all these phones now, the glass kind of curves ever so gently around. And what this does is it makes it very difficult for glass screen protectors. They would have this sort of halo effect, they would call it, where it just wouldn't adhere completely around the edges, and it would just leave this sort of like halo, and it was really annoying. So glass screen protectors are kind of moving to this new way of doing things where they can give you full coverage, but the problem is it only has the adhesive around where the halo would be, leaving the middle portion with no adhesive. So it makes this weird rainbowy effect, and I've seen it on so many reviews. I don't even know if there's actually a solution.
Wait a minute.
for it.
Let me see if I understand what you're saying right. So it only adheres to the edge of the display?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just like a weird. Yeah, it's just the edges. And what they do to kind of hide it is they put black bezels. So like wherever your bezels are on the phone, that's how you can kind of know if it's one of those. But wherever the black bezels are on your phone, the glass screen protector will have the black bezels included on it because that's where the adhesive goes. So like around the sides you have the black, on the bottoms you have the black, and that's where it kind of like sticks to it. So it does sit completely against the glass, but the problem is it leaves this weird rainbow effect. And if you look on Amazon, there's a lot of reviews and stuff where people are like, it's doing this weird rainbow thing. And you're seeing it like on all these YouTube videos. What sucks is that there's a couple of people that are paying for. I never paid more than $7 for a glass screen protector ever. Like that's if you're paying more than $10 for a glass screen protector, just don't, because they all come from like the same factories in China and all that stuff. So don't even bother. But these guys are paying like $30-$40 for these glass screen protectors, and then they still get this weird little rainbow effect right in the middle. And if you look on YouTube, you'll be able to see some stuff about it. I'll probably write a post, like a PSA or something, so more people don't get duped. But the only reason I bought this one, particularly because on Amazon it said this was the new model. They fixed this weird issue that they had with previous phones or the previous screen protectors, and it didn't get fixed at all. I still see it, and it's kind of weird. It doesn't bother me too much when the display is on, and you can't really see it until you press on it. It's not going to show up on camera, but when you do, it just goes like this weird, like it looks like gasoline or something, like this rainbow weird thing. But you can see it on video, on YouTube video, so look it up. But just beware, if you have a 2.5D glass smartphone and you're buying a glass screen protector, be very careful because these are out there.
That's very bizarre. Thanks for the PSA.
Yeah.
Ashley?
I've got a double fail for us this week. My first is going to be Pokemon Go Plus, the little wrist accessory that they advertised when Pokemon Go was first going into beta. It's delayed. It was supposed to come out at the end of July, but now it's not coming until September.
Is anyone actually going to wear that thing on their wrist? I feel
Well, you
like
don't have to. You
so
can clip
silly.
it. You could clip it on your pocket.
That's true.
Or if you have a hat, you can clip it on the brim of your hat and just tap the button when a Pokemon.
I'm telling you, people will go crazy for this thing. One, because it's shaped like the Google marker, and two, because it's designed like a Pokeball. People are going to want it.
How is this thing going to actually work? It vibrates when there's a Pokemon nearby.
Yes. And then I think it has a little light in it that lights up green.
Okay, so then you tap it to catch it?
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, they say you tap the little button and it'll automatically catch it, but I don't know if it fails. I don't know if
Maybe it will flash the same color as a Pokeball when you're playing the game.
You could.
Red, and then when you got it, it'll, green.
Yeah, and like people were like, it sounded like the whole reason you bought this was because you would be guaranteed to pick up whatever flashes on that, like when it starts beeping, and you wouldn't know until you open the game, and you get to save battery life because you don't have to have the phone or the game open on your phone the whole time. So where it's pulling this information from and how and all that, the specifics are kind of what's driving me crazy about it, because there's so much you just don't know. it's weird. Maybe it's just low-level Pokemon. I don't know. Who knows? But I really, really want this because it's like shrouded in mystery so far.
We
But
don't even know how long the battery lasts in it or how you charge it or anything.
yeah, exactly.
It's
All
probably
that
gonna be one of
stuff.
those stupid like watch batteries, those like round batteries that
Little round- a hearing
everyone
aid battery.
hates. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing too is like even because now it's been delayed because I've been waiting for this thing forever, so it's been delayed, and now that you know how successful Pokemon Go is, you know it's going to be sold out for the next
Yep.
Well, doesn't it only
well into
cost like
Christmas.
$35 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people
They're
be
probably
selling them on
like-
eBay for $150.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're probably kicking themselves for not making it more expensive. 'Cause
I mean,
people are going to be buying it like crazy, and they're not going to be able to keep up with it.
when it first came out, I think we even talked about it when it first came out. Like $35, that's a little steep. But then now that we're all freaking like cracked out and addicted to Pokemon Go,
I mean, it's like
man,
Chromecast price. That's
maybe I'll
total
buy
impulse
2 of
buy.
them. Just buy 2 on each pocket and just like yeah,
Double fisted Pokemon.
couple of nuts on each wrist. Wear it on my ankles too. But I'm excited for that little thing. I really am.
I am too. Just said I have to wait until September.
So like last week too, we talked about I don't know if maybe I mentioned it, but like I'm kind of getting off this whole Pokemon Go bandwagon, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting over it. Like I'm finding most of the Pokemon in my. I don't know what it was about this week, but it's I've gone crazy.
You're
now.
back on the horse.
Yeah, back on the horse. 2 hours every night. We're going out and searching for Pokemon. It's ridiculous.
What's your second fail, Ashley?
It's gonna be BlackBerry, and it's for this stupid name that they have for their new phone. The BlackBerry D-Tech 10, or no, D-Tech 50. Excuse me.
D-Tech 50. Hey guys, you gotta go out and get that new D-Tech 50. What?
Change the T to a Y, and it'll be Dick. The
Dick?
Dick. Oh man.
Change the T to an R and it's wrecked.
Direct. It's
Get direct.
And the worst thing about the phone is that it's like a freaking what is it, the Alcatel 4S, Idol 4S or something. They just slapped the BlackBerry name on it. It's awful. I don't know what BlackBerry's doing. Terrible name, terrible phone. Like Snapdragon 615, which is the absolute worst processor.
Alcatel phones aren't that bad.
I don't know. They're pretty bad.
But the thing is, when you think of BlackBerry, you're not thinking of these cheap, weird, off-brand Chinese
Yeah, that's
smartphones. Like they kind of have an image to uphold, and this is just.
The reviews for the Idol 4S were actually pretty dang good.
Yeah. The same price though, you can buy OnePlus 3.
There you go.
Get a really good phone.
All right. So app picks. I have 2 app picks. So we've talked about last week the horrible 3-step bug in Pokemon Go. And I am all against cheating in this game, but because of this 3-step bug, I have resorted
It still has
to.
not been fixed.
Yes, by the way, it has not been fixed yet. It's been like 2 weeks. So because of that, I have resorted to what some would consider cheating. But it's the only way you could play the game now. It's ridiculous. So a lot of developers / hackers have been using the unofficial API from Niantic. They've kind of like hacked their way into it. This is the same thing that like people have done making third-party Snapchat apps and stuff. The API is not officially available, but if you're smart, you can kind of figure out a way to use it. And so people have made these maps where you can literally see on a map exactly where a Pokemon is, and not only that, how long it will be there. And these are dead on. This is using the official API in an unofficial manner. I think all
Joe,
3 of us have used these.
Yeah, Joe showed it to me last weekend, and I saw a Dratini on my map that I had like 11 minutes to get to, and I was like, I gotta go catch this Dratini.
Gotta run.
And I got him.
It works, and so there are a couple actual Android apps that have come out that use this, and the 2 that I've been using, one is called Poke Live, and this one is in the Play Store. And it doesn't. The cool thing about this one is it doesn't require any signing in or anything, because some people are a little leery of signing in because maybe you'll get your account banned when they shut all this stuff down. it doesn't seem to show as many Pokemon as some other ones. So the other one that I have is called Poke Scanner, and this one I don't believe is in the Play Store. You have to find the APK, but this one shows a lot more. It does require you to sign in, but you can just create like an alternate Pokemon Trainer Club account and use that to sign in. But that one shows a lot more, and all they do is like it just uses your location, and you hit scan, and it will pop up. The Pokemon Scanner one lets you just hide certain Pokemon. So like, I don't want to see Rattatas anymore.
Yes.
I can hide them, and they don't, clutter up the map. The Poke Scanner one's actually a really nice app because you can tap on a Pokemon and then hit the navigate button, and it'll open Google Maps and navigate you to that exact location.
Perfect.
Yeah, but I know it is cheating. It is technically cheating, definitely against the rules. But my argument is it makes the game more fun.
It does.
Because
honestly.
I've opened up this app numerous times, and I'll see some rare Pokemon and it's a couple blocks away, and I'll get up and go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And if I didn't have this app, even if the 3-step bug wasn't, persistent, I probably would not have done that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it got me out and playing the game, and I think that's what Nintendo/Pokemon Company/
That's what they really want.
They want you to get up off your butt and play the game.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. I mean, ever since I moved into this apartment, I mean, I don't get much exercise. I've been gaining a little bit of weight. I'll be honest with you guys, but Pokemon has really changed my life. Last night, me and my girlfriend, we were driving around, and we used one of those little things, and it was like, there's a Hitmonlee nearby, and at the beach, there's only so many places you can park, so I'll just have her just stop in the parking lot, jump out the car with both of the phones. I'm booking it because you got 3 minutes and it's counting down, and I'm just dripping with sweat. I mean, I bought running shoes. I got all this workout gear on. I'm full. I look like the little avatar guy in Pokemon Go, and I'm just running over there and catching them with both phones and stuff, and then trying to get back. And I mean, I'm definitely getting exercise. So. Yeah,
Chris saw water for the first time.
That's another. We've been living here for a little over a year, and people are always oh, you must go to the beach a lot because it's 2 miles away, and I'm I haven't actually gone there once, not even once. But now we're hanging out by the beach. I'm what we should get tomorrow? We should just get a little ice chest, fill it with a couple beers, just hang out and catch Pokemon. And it's weird. It's gotten me out of the house. I'm seeing places I didn't even knew existed by the beach. I'm this is so nice. Hanging out in this hotel by the water. And
Chris had his first Anakin Skywalker experience. He's I don't like sand. It gets everywhere.
It gets everywhere. That's how I've always been, honestly. I despise sand. But this game really has changed my life. It's great.
All right, Chris, talk about your app pick. I'm pretty excited about this app too.
My app pick is going to be Prisma. It's the new thing. It's the viral hit of the summer, you guys, if you haven't heard.
It's pretty awesome. It deserves to be.
It is very awesome. I agree.
So what it is, it's an application that takes your photos and then applies a unique, artistic filter over them and makes them look like these gorgeous pieces of art. And that's probably oversimplifying it because there's a lot of,
it makes them look like famous paintings.
Right. You probably hear this and you're oh, another filter app.
It makes them look like paintings.
I've seen people's comments and they're oh, great, more hipster filters. That's what Instagram. No, this isn't a freaking.
This is legit. This is hardcore.
This is hardcore, filter. Awesome stuff. And it just really, it's so amazing. I mean, it'll turn stuff and make it look like it was painted by Van Gogh. Just whatever picture. And I've seen stuff pictures that don't even look that great. You're just oh, that's a kind of, it's all grainy and ugly smartphone photo, but it just makes them look beautiful and gorgeous.
Someone is working on an indie game, and all the graphics they're using in the game are pictures that they put through Prisma.
Oh,
that's so cool. Yeah, my favorite filter is the one that kind of has a comic book effect. It's so good.
Yeah, I've been trying them with just different stuff, different types of photos. There's some stuff, I mean, you can take even the most mundane photo of just a toy and put it through there, and it comes out looking awesome. I mean, and then even if you just save them and you just want to look at them later, I think these make awesome wallpapers. They should really just kind of maybe even advertise it as that, like custom wallpapers, because they look so gorgeous and it looks great. But they said, the developers said that they're going to be doing a video clips. They're going to be adding video support soon, so that's pretty darn awesome.
That will be interesting,
That
man.
will be insane.
Like, that
It
takes
takes
the
like
app from
30 seconds to a minute to do a photo. What's it
Yeah.
to do with a video?
Well, they said the reason they haven't done video yet is because they're trying to upgrade their, infrastructure and all that stuff, because it's really taxing just to do the photos right now. So they're like, we already have the technology for it. We're gonna like roll it out, but we just gotta wait for like our stuff to catch up first.
We have the technology.
We can build it. So video will be cool. Video will be weird though, like the Van Gogh stuff. Well, there was a movie with like Robin Williams back in the day. What Dreams May Come, where it was kind of like the whole movie when he went into hell or something, or heaven. He goes to heaven, and it's all like crazy filtered. It just looks like an acid trip. And
I think there's a movie coming out, or maybe it already came out, but the entire movie was hand painted in the Van Gogh style. I think it was Van Gogh. The one, whoever painted that Starry Night or whatever that one painting is
Yeah,
called, the wavy sky. Yeah, Van Gogh. It was, the entire movie was hand painted in that style.
Wow. I bet that took forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was I saw something where it was like a behind the scenes or something, but they had like all these artists, and it's like hundreds of artists in a line, and each one is like painting the frame or whatever. I think it was like on Vimeo or something. I was like, holy crap, that's gonna take a long time. Like, but very cool. And then there's other movies like A Scanner Darkly, which also use sort of like these weird filters for the whole movie. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what comes out of it. It's gonna be really cool.
All right, Ashley, what's yours? I'm very curious about this. I've never heard of this thing before.
My app pick for this week is going to be Wikipedia's app, but you probably don't have Wikipedia's app on your phone because it still looked like it was from Gingerbread a few days ago.
Oh.
They updated it, and it actually looks a lot better now.
Yay. They finally got all that donation money put to good use. Update their app.
They hired a designer.
Seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really use the Wikipedia app. I don't
I like
Wikipedia
seeing
enough
what
that I need the app.
the article of the day is, and I'm on Wikipedia all the time. Like, I'll get stuck in Wikipedia loops where I'll be reading about something and I'll click on something else.
Oh yeah, you go further down the rabbit hole.
I should actually download it because I feel like I waste so much time Googling things for the purpose of looking it up on Wikipedia, and then you gotta look through the list to find the Wikipedia link. Skip the middleman. I should just go right to Wikipedia.
Yep.
Cool. We did not get any emails or tweets this week, but I want to remind everyone that our email address is podcast@fandroid.com, and you can tweet at us at MobileRoarcast. Well, I guess we did get one tweet. It was Daquan Johnson for his Throwback Thursday suggestion was when the Samsung Knights attacked Fandroid.
Oh.
Don't really remember that exact.
I think it was just like a comment section on one of the reviews or something.
They're out. They've attacked this podcast before too. So. No one is safe.
Always watching, always listening.
All right, so I want to thank everyone for listening. You can subscribe to the audio version on Google Play, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, iTunes, and whatever your favorite podcast app is. And you can follow us on Twitter. Chris is at GamerCore. Ashley is at Overlord Roar. I am at Tall Schmo. And we will see you all next week. Later.
Later.